button. Okay, so share the screen back here. So talking about Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm going to the full screen. Okay, here. So Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Have you heard about Caitanya Mahaprabhu before?
No.
No. Okay, so this will be like an introduction. Let's see what we got here. So who is Caitanya Mahaprabhu? So if you see the picture, the golden form in the picture here, his name is Caitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the incarnation of Krishna for this age of Kali, and he's the one who made the Hare Krishna mantra that we just chanted as public. So we know, growing up in India, the mantras are very sacred, and usually the mantras we don't like. People say they are secret. Don't tell this mantra to anybody because it loses its potency when you tell it. So before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, this mantra was secret. The mantra was still there, but then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did is he allowed, or he made this mantra as public. Public meaning you can chant
Yes,
anywhere.
anyone can know. You can share with anyone.
Yeah. And to the extent that you can chant anywhere. There is a little story, and maybe a good start with the story. One time there was one Brahmana who was very inclined to chant this mantra, and he couldn't stop his tongue from chanting. So he was going to pass stool. So earlier days we didn't have like attached bathrooms in the house. People would go like far away to like pass and then come back. So while he was going there, he said, I'm doing a very unclean thing, and to chant this mantra while passing is not a good thing. So he kind of hold his tongue and tried not to chant while he was passing because he thought it was incorrect. It's not nice to chant at that time. And he was thinking while he was coming back, there was a small Brahmana boy. He asked him, he said, what are you thinking? And he told him the whole scene, what he went through. And this Brahmana boy told, don't you know that this mantra is sacred and you cannot pollute this mantra? So it is also okay to chant while you are like evacuating. So when we are in the bathroom, at that time also this mantra is okay to chant because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this mantra as public, and he gave the mantra or disclosed that the mantra has the potency to purify us, and the mantra cannot be contaminated. Like there is sun.
Yes.
If somebody has passed urine on the road and the sun comes out, it like dries up. It doesn't affect the sun, but it purifies the area by drying due to the sun. So Hare Krishna mantra is like that. You cannot spoil the mantra anytime. You cannot pollute the mantra anytime because the mantra is so pure. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the one who came in this world to like make this mantra public. And today is his appearance day. Today is the day when he appeared in this planet. And so we are going to discuss some details about when he appeared, how long he was there on this planet, what all did he do, who his parents were, and things like that. So his advent in this world. If you see, his golden in color, and he is an incarnation of the Lord. So usually we say Krishna. Krishna is black in color. Yet the avatar of this age, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, yet he is golden in color. And there are reasons why he is golden in color, and we'll see if we have time, we will discuss them, because his Leela is very sweet and nice. So 1486 is when he appeared, and 1534 is when he disappeared. So close to, like, he was on the planet for 48 years. And what he did was he would propagate the holy name wherever he would go. So whoever he would meet, he would say, chant the holy name. And that was his appearance. He also came to show by example how to live by the teachings of Krishna. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, and sometimes it is very difficult to understand what is written in Bhagavad Gita when we read. I don't know if you had that experience, but for when I read Bhagavad Gita even today, I feel I don't understand it so well, because you don't know how to apply the teachings in our own life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this world to show by example. He never said, I am the incarnation of Krishna. He said, I am trying to follow the teachings of Krishna. So when you have an example in front of you and you see how somebody else is applying the teachings, then it becomes very easy for us to apply the teachings. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show by example how to live our life on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. That is one of the things he did in this world. So there are some childhood pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like, where was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu born? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in Bengal, in Navadvip area. And he was born on his parents were Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra. They were his parents. When was he born? He was born on the full moon evening of the month of Falgun. So, like Holi we say, or we say Gaura Purnima. Gaura Purnima, it is a full moon day. If you see in the night, it is there, the moon will be full. And that was the day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. Wow. And the way he was born is, it was a lunar eclipse also. So usually in the lunar eclipse at that time, people used to come out and take their bath in the Ganges, and they used to chant the holy name, because to get rid of the effect of the lunar eclipse. So he was born when everybody was chanting Hari, 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 Hari. And then he was born at that auspicious time of the full moon evening, when everybody was chanting Hari, Hari. So that's how he was born. And there is a picture of his mother, Sachi Mata. And if you see his moon, his face is always lit like a moon. So he was very effulgent when he was in this planet, on his presence also. This is another picture of his. And there are few other pastimes. We discussed this one. Everybody was chanting Hari, Hari. There is another pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu where he would cry and the ladies from the neighborhood came to see this newborn child, and he would see the ladies and he would start crying. And then somehow the ladies figure out that when they chant Hari Hari, this boy stops crying. So they would make like a little fun out of it. Whenever he cries, they will chant Hari 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 Hari, and then this boy stops crying. And then as soon as he stops crying, they stop chanting, and they stop chanting, and he starts crying again. So that became like a fun pastime for the people in the neighborhood and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they would just make him cry, then chant, he would stop, and then they would uh, uh, chant again. And so there are many other childhood pastimes. As he grew, he became a very proficient teacher of grammar. He used to teach grammar, and he used to induce everybody to go and chant the holy name. One of his pastimes is with a very renowned scholar at that time in Navadvip called Keshava Kashmiri. Keshava Kashmiri was a very renowned scholar, and he was like way older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was then like maybe 8 or 9 years old, and this Keshava Kashmiri was very renowned and very elderly. And the speciality of Keshav Kashmiri was he was blessed by goddess Saraswati on his tongue, and he could defeat anybody in argument. So he was coming to the place of Navadvip, and he wanted to debate with the scholars of Navadvip. So uh, they said, you debate with his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name was Nimai when he was growing up, because he was born under a neem tree. So people also called him Nimai. So the people said, the scholars of Navadvip said, you can debate with Nimai. He was then 9 years old. And then they said, he's very renowned. And if he defeats, we can say this boy is only 9 years old. And if he wins, then our town gets a good name. And so both of them started to debate. And Keshav Kashmiri spoke like they spoke like 64 verses with he spoke 64 verses glorifying Ganges, and people were stunned that he from his mouth the glorification of Ganges kept coming and coming and coming, and he spoke for about 30 minutes, and he was glorifying Mother Ganges, and everybody was stunned. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he finished, he said, can you repeat the 25th verse that you said? I find there is some discrepancy in grammar in this verse. And this Keshava Kashmiri said, I recited all the verses so fast. How did you even catch the verse number 25? And how did you even make out that there is a mistake in grammar? How could you even remember all the verses? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the very person who gifted you with the ability to say the verses is also empowering me to like recite the verses. And later that night, Keshava Kashmiri had a dream, and Mother Saraswati said that this person who you were arguing with his is the Supreme Lord himself, and that is the reason you could not defeat him. So next day, Keshav Kashmiri came and he offered his obeisances to Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, acknowledging him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's a childhood pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he would always, like you see, there is a garland and there is a mridanga, there is a drum a person is carrying on one side. So he would always be like in a sankirtan party. So he would always go dance and chant on the streets the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so purifying and potent that it can eradicate all the sins that one is carrying in one's heart. So he would go and he would just keep chanting all over. So that was his merciful nature, that he would take the effort to go and chant. So we can recite this mantra. So if you see, this is the mantra for his associates. So, like when a king comes or a CEO of the company is going somewhere, they don't go alone. They have their few special men with whom they always travel. Like if the king has few secretaries who always accompany the king wherever he goes, so they can do whatever he needs to do. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always be with his four other associates, and this is a picture which shows all five of them. So in the middle is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On our left of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is in the blue is Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda was one of his associates in Krishna Leela. Lord Nityananda is Balaram, and in Gaura Leela he is Nityananda. And then beside Nityananda is a person we see in white beard. He is Advaita Acharya. That's his name. And on the other side in pink is Gadadhar. And the fifth person is Shrivas. So they are the Pancha Tattva, and there is the mantra to invoke the presence and glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It goes like this. It says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So usually we chant this mantra before we start chanting Krishna. I don't know
about this mantra, because when I visited Hare Krishna temple on Mombasa, that saint gave me this one and this mantra. That he told me that whenever you start chanting, you first do this mantra, then you start chanting.
Hmm. Which temple you visited?
Like Hare Krishna temple, Mombasa.
Mombasa.
Yeah, Mombasa.
Yeah. So this is what the mantra means. So we are invoking the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the initiator of this Hare Krishna movement. We are invoking his presence and offering our respect to all the other associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before we start chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So that's the meaning and like the importance of this mantra. So we can chant together. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So if you see, it's just invoking all the personalities in this picture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, and then Shrivas. And then it is saying Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda is all the other associates. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's one more name is Gaura. Gaura. Because we see he's always golden in color.
Yes.
Golden means Gaura. So Gaura Bhakta. So everybody who is a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, Gaura, Vrinda. So we are offering our respect to everybody who is there, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, along with these five main associates of Lord Chaitanya. So that's this mantra. And then there are reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. So if you see, um, uh,
Prayers.
sorry, you're saying something?
Prayers by Advaita Acharya.
Yeah. So the picture here shows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in between, and then there is Krishna on one side, and there is Radharani on one side, which is indicating that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, and he came in the form of both Radha, Krishna. Both entities merged in one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And why did he come? Advaita Acharya was praying. Advaita Acharya was continuously praying. Like we saw in the picture, Advaita Acharya has a white beard, so he is way older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Advaita Acharya was already there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared because Advaita Acharya was calling very deeply for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. Why was he calling? He saw the age of Kali is so cruel and it is deteriorating. People have so many problems in this age, and they are so sad and so deeply grieving of their existence, meaning just to maintain oneself and then be happy is very difficult in this age of Kali, because there is something or the other always waiting for us to it is difficult. There is either disease, so many diseases. We just came out of COVID. We don't know when we are going back in there. And so Kali Yuga is a very difficult age. One is diseases. The name of this age is the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. Meaning, for no reason, we will see people fight with each other. For no reason, we will see people say one thing, they will do something else. And we may blame people, but in reality, the age of Kali is like that, because the name of the age is age of hypocrisy and quarrel. So we will see these attributes in people. And Advaita Acharya was seeing that it will be so terrible for people to live in this age. And he wanted some mechanism, some method for relief of people's suffering in this age. And he knew that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, his presence, his pastimes, and his teachings would help people to overcome the qualities, the bad qualities of this age of Kali. So he prayed very deeply for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended from the spiritual world to the material world in order to help all of us and guide us how to live our life, and uh, how to live not affecting ourselves by the qualities of this age of Kali. So that was the purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. When Advaita Acharya was calling for him, he came. And he also, like we spoke, he also came to show by example. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "You surrender unto me, and I will take care of you." Yet, in this age of Kali, people just find it so hard to surrender, because Everybody has their own program, everybody has their own personality, and just to say, oh, I'm just going to surrender everything to Krishna is difficult. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and we say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful because people said, I have no qualification to chant the holy name. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't worry, you chant the holy name and it will give you all the qualification you need. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not put any condition on anybody to chant. Like we said, he opened it up freely for everyone. And you can chant anywhere. You can chant every minute you want to chant. There is no restriction, there is no limitation. And people told him, you know what, we are not qualified. I have done so many sins. I can't even chant this mantra. And he said, don't worry, just chant. Because you cannot pollute the mantra. And the mantra has the potency to clean everything that you have done. So just don't commit more sins, and then you chant this mantra, and you will become qualified to go back home, back to Godhead. So our spiritual world from where we came, we can go back there. So like if you see a big picture of life, today I can say, oh, I'm in this body, I'm this much years old, whatever. And yet before I took this body, I had a different body in my previous birth. And after I leave this body, in my next birth, I'll have another body. So that's our big picture of life. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying is, we have been going in cycles of birth and death for a very long time. And what this mantra will do is it will help you to end, to put a stop to that cycle of birth and death. So no more birth, no more death. You go back to spiritual world where you can serve Krishna. So he is getting us rid from all the sufferings. We may say, oh, my boss is painful, or I have a disease, or my body is aching. We are just talking about problems today. But something we did in the past has created what we have today. And what we are doing today is creating more problems for us to come. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying is, you chant this mantra, you can clean everything you did in the past, and you will not create more suffering for yourself in the future. And so you go back home, back to Godhead from where you actually came. So he is helping us to put like a full stop on the suffering. There is one is, I heard recently, there is a band-aid program. So you see a pipe leaking, you put a band-aid, right? Till the band-aid has gum, it stops the leak. But few days later, the band-aid comes out because the gum goes away, and then the water starts to leak again. So everything else we do in Kali Yuga is like a band-aid program. I may say, oh, this job's not working, let me move my job. Oh, this place not working, I may move my place. Everything else is like a band-aid program. We may have to do it because that's what is convenient for us, or that's what we can see. Yet what will help us on a big picture level is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, chant the holy name, and it will burn all your sins, and it will help you go to a better place in your next life. So he's not just talking about this life. We have a very small vision. We can just see today. At most, we can see this life. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is helping us to understand a big picture of life. And he's saying, by chanting this holy name, you can go beyond the cycle of birth and death. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this world to help us give this method, which is the Yuga Dharma for this Yuga. There are 4 Yugas, right? Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapur Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So currently we are in the 4th section, Kali Yuga, which is not a very good section. Satyuga, people used to live for millions of years. In Treta Yuga, people used to live for 10,000 years. In Dwapur Yuga, people used to live for 1,000 years. In Kali Yuga, people live max for 100 years. It's very rare to see somebody living beyond 100 years. That's our lifespan. So as we move, everything is deteriorating. And Kali Yuga is the last section of the age, and this age is like very, very difficult. People have a lot of sufferings, lot of diseases, lot of stuff going on. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu helping us uh, to survive, and then also to clean, and also to go to a better place in our next life. So I guess that's all I have to share today. You have any questions or anything you want to share, please share.
I do not have any question.
Okay, no problem. How did you like the session?
Very nice. Because I learned new things, new person, the whole new story for me.
Nice. I'm happy it is helpful for you. So
Yes, yes.
So, what we will do going forward next week is there is this book called
Self-realization.
Science of Self-Realization. It is also available online. I can share. So if you go to vedabase.com, I can also put it on the group or the email when we send it out. So there is a website called vedabase.com, vedabase.io, where we have all Prabhupada's books. I don't know if you're familiar with the website. There you have also this book, Science of Self-Realization. So like you like to learn new things, and you this is a very basic book of Srila Prabhupada, where he writes all the basics of the Hare Krishna movement. So I was thinking we will start with reading this book, so we can read like in other groups. The way it has been working is we will read for a little bit, we will pause, discuss, and then read some more, pause, discuss, and then like just try to understand the teachings and keep reading the book. So we will chant one round in the beginning of our session, and then we will read. And once in a while, if there is some topic of interest, like we discussed today, Caitanya Mahaprabhu, once a month or something like that, we can pick a topic, and then we can like discuss the topic in detail to like understand the topic more better. So that's the plan, and then we will meet next week, same time.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So you'll get an email and the details of the book and everything else when we send out the email.
Okay.
Okay, nice catching up with you and
Thank you.
discussing with you. So currently you're staying with, let me stop the recording because